Okay, so there's a few things I was gonna talk about. What is it? The time reference. It's 1:30 a.m. I woke up, it was midnight. I was like, oh, praise the Lord. But it was never like I was sleeping good. It was like I was awake. I was just, oh man, I don't even know. It's getting to be so frustrating to try and sleep that it is like I want to close my eyes and I like to go into these other worlds. Like I like to go there. And so there seemed to be like a lot of interference. It like kept pulling me into other ones and stuff. And then I went to sleep, but it was like I couldn't really sleep. I was like, the awareness becomes more and more like, I don't even know. And the people across the street were having a party or something. And I kept hearing all this loud stuff. So it was, that was like around 9. And I was like, what? I wonder if they're fighting because they get in like big fights. And I think since I've moved here, there've been a lot of fights. And and they like partiers, like they're like everybody has their own thing, of their lifestyle or whatever. These people like seem to be family oriented. Their kids and stuff are always coming over there. And I think the parents are like about my age, but they definitely look like they don't like they look like partiers, I guess, as they just look really like kind of old and out of shape and beat down. And I don't know, because I don't know their age. It's kind of like gauging from the kids and stuff and because they could be a lot younger than me too. But anyways, a big old party going on. And so when I had paused the thing, it was, they were all laughing and talking. I was just like, God, this is weird. Like a party in the winter, it was cold outside, and just being out, I don't know, it was weird. And I kept on thinking like, are you just weirded out by people having fun now? Like, what's wrong with you? But anyways, it was just, and I was like, I don't feel like I was ever like fully asleep. I feel like I'm just constantly thinking and evaluating and looking at that. Like it's weird. And so then when I was just laying there, I was like, fuck, this is so fucking uncomfortable. Please don't be 10:30. Because it's just so long. Yesterday I stayed up until I think like 5:30. I think I laid down on the couch and I think I went to sleep till maybe it was 6 or maybe it was 6:30 because I slept till like 8:45. I was like, oh, so maybe it's like every 7 or 8 hours I go to sleep for like 3 hours. But this is so uncomfortable, and I don't know if it's the energy. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if it's just me. I don't know if it's this metamorphosizing because there's so much weird stuff. So whatever, all the weird stuff you're going through, just keep thinking like, okay, it's just another weird thing. Because there's nothing you can do really. Drive yourself crazy. I was thinking, man, if I went to the hospital and complained about some of this stuff, like they would label you're schizophrenic, you're bipolar, you're all these different things. And then they get it in your fucking records. And then your records are there not for your benefit. They're there to use against you. Like I just saw, like the doctor's pulling up old shit. What about this? Let's go here, And I've told a lot of people this is because I had this in my own records. Because back, it was when I was married to the husband that I raised the kids with. And it was, oh my God, it was so challenging. I was not equipped at all. And, but it teaches you, like you learn a lot. It's a learning curve. But I was not equipped at all for that relationship. And it was hard, especially because I went into it with this expectation that this was my like white knight. Like I thought, this is my savior. He's loved me for so long. He's older. He's mature. And so anyways, it wasn't that. Same expectation he had, oh, I'm just this little doll, just like, oh, she's so cute. Don't talk. You're so cute. But just do what I say. Don't do what, I was like, it's like keep you so contained. And when you go outside that containment, it's too much for some people. If you show yourself, because they've got an image of who you are just by what you look like. People do that all the time. Like, I can't even fucking believe how, like, this is something I learned when I was young. So some of this stuff is just always like, wow, this is fucking adults, man. Like, man, it's trippy. So the generalizing and the stereotyping, dude, it's off the fucking chain. Like, come on. Like, fuck. How do you just lump people together like this? It's wild. And, maybe this is my hypocrisy. Maybe I do it all the time. But when I sit here and I listen to these people, like, this girl was just doing this video. And she keeps, like, it's weird because she does these videos, talking like and she does some good ones. Like, she gives a lot of information, informative videos. She does know a lot of stuff, a lot of conspiracy. She knows a lot of stuff. She's put together a lot of pieces. And, so she has some good stuff. And, and she sees herself as being so awake. And this is the thing that just gets me, because these people who all think they're so awake, it's like, but this isn't the thing we're waking up to. Like, come on. It's just a part of it. It's just one of the steps. This is not the full game isn't, oh yeah, our government sucks. Okay, that's it. Okay, everybody else, you're still asleep. It's like, dude, that is only one fucking layer. You're just stuck. Oh yeah, I gotta say this too before I do that one, because okay, I've got to get this one in too. Okay, so 2 merging. Let's see which one. Okay, let's finish this one, girls, because, she thinks she's so awake. Okay, let me think, because let me put it in place. Okay, so that one. Oh yeah, okay, you lose it. Okay, so this one, she was, where I started seeing, like, okay, when she's doing these videos, well, she's always anti-Donald. She's anti all of them. And she thinks they're all fucking with us. And it's like, I don't, like, these people like that. It's like, if all you see is black, you don't see any white out here. All you see is the dark. What do you think is going on? The reason you see the dark is because the light's coming in and it's exposing the dark. That's why you see the dark. It's like, God, dude. The ego and the awakening, like, oh, I see. Well, the light's coming in. I fucking hope you do. But you're supposed to see what you see. It's all a part of your experience, what you're supposed to be seeing. But so she, and she's, she gets in arguments and stuff all day long. So she's got, like, there's a lot of ego stuff going on. A lot of this, like, she's so awake and stuff. And then she's so divisive and stereotypes all the time, always generalizing. And she was one that was out, doing these videos all the time of her out partying, making out with girls, all her friends. And it's like, okay, you're so awake, but look at those shallow shit. So yeah, I would say you're not quite awake yet. Like, you got a ways to go there, sister. But you do know some stuff. You got some good reference. But anyways, that's just something to consider when you're evaluating even your own self. But so the other one, oh my God, you know how I said, like, we'll just go by her name at this point, because I've already said thought criminal. And she is, it's just all this. It's just been going for a long time, because the things I look at are not the things that other people look at. So when other people are listening to people's videos, I'm listening. I'm seeing and listening and hearing something else. I'm watching victims or saviors. I'm watching how they maneuver through their life and how they what they look at and stuff. Like, I don't know, I've told you, I swear to God, it's like Freud or something is in my fucking head all the time. It's just, this is the way it's always been. I'm always looking at these certain things. It's like this, I've always been on this focus throughout, for ever since I can remember from being a child, is this evaluating people and what they do and how they do it. And it was like yesterday, like even with this being awake all the time, yesterday I was like, there's been a few days where I'm like, maybe I'm a fucking robot. Maybe I was sent down from the clouds. I'm a fucking robot. I'm sending them back information. That's when I was talking to them. You know, it's feeling like I was totally having this whole, like I'm up talking, I'm doing things, but in my head, I'm at this fucking, having this fucking talking to the council about, it's like, oh my God, this is so much. What the fuck? Please. Oh God. So anyways, okay, let me just twist back and go that way. So we're going to go back on the thought criminal thing, and I don't know how I got over there, so we're going to go jump back over here. And so she, but I have been saying that I have been watching her stuff for a while. Like there's certain things that I kept seeing, and then she would go through these like huge triggers, and I'd be like, oh, what's this one gonna do? And then it would just be like, fuck that, and keep going. And it was like, okay, so I see this ego is getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and attention, and it's like feeding this drive, feeding this like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, I'm on it, dude, like fuck yeah, and just getting this more and more, and the triggers coming in and just being like not taking them, and it's just been building and building. And so it's been kind of fascinating to me. But so as this is occurring now, because this big weekend, right, this building up in all this week, it has been like this divisive, generalizing, stereotyping. In some of this one long video was so weird how she was, it was so weird. I don't even know how to explain it. Every time I try and see, I hit a roadblock. There was like the whole thing. I could just go through and be like, oh, see right there, that, every line. It was just like, this is so weird. It's like she could be talking to herself. And it's like she's lecturing other people what to do, which she's not doing. It's like so strange. And this fear, her fear and her, there was so much inconsistency. It was just like, oh my God, this is trippy. And it's like this build up of unawareness that people have, because their ego is just blasting them in their unawareness of self. And that's a part of the awakening, is the awareness to self. That's why there's going to be this profound mirror moment where everybody's just going to be like, ah, that's all you see is like, oh my God, look at me, look at me. And that's why, through this macro age of growth, then, which also somebody, I think it was Vortex, was saying, I think her name is Fleur Brewer, I think, I don't know, but you guys probably, who go and watch a bunch of videos know who I'm talking about. But she's been around for a long time, because when I started waking up, got to the place where I was focused on my spirituality, and I was going to YouTube all the time and looking up stuff and looking up spiritual stuff, looking up people and stuff like that. And I would see her all the time. And so she had been around, and somebody in the comments said she's been around since 2011 or something. Like, she's been out there a long time. So, and I don't know, but all I can say is, she's not one of these people who just woke up over the last year or two. She's been out there talking about this stuff a long time. But she is also talking about the same thing as me, about saying aging is fake. This isn't real. There's things you can do. And I'm seeing more and more and more about that. Like, everybody's starting to catch on. It's like the 100th monkey. Once somebody sees something, it's like we all start seeing it. It's like the information is there, and then we all start picking it up because of this contact that we have through the ethers, through the waves that we all feed off of. It's so weird too, because I'll have stuff that is said to me, and then I will say it, and then I'll see someone else say the same stuff. It's like, because it's all this, it's coming from out there. It's not coming from in here. That's where you have to decipher. Sometimes it is insidious. Yesterday I was having one of those days where it was like, okay, wait a minute. No, fuck off. This is not my thought. This is not my thought. And I keep doing that and doing that. And I was like, oh my God, this is draining. Get the fuck out. And, okay, I'm all over the place. So let me see. Hold on. So, okay. So on, okay, so I didn't finish that one. Okay, so the generalizing. Okay, so the one girl who thinks she's so awake, who's a conspiracy theorist girl, who is so, I don't know. There's so many things when I hear these people talk. That's what I've said for a long time. Somebody will be talking about something and then they just go way off on the, it's like, oh, they were going good for a minute. But that's what it's like, fuck, there's not very many people who are really awake out there. And, it seems to be a part of the stumbling blocks is just to run into your fear or your ego and then to just boom. And that's why it's going to boom. That's why these buildups, it's like everybody's blowing their balloon up and it's getting so huge and it's going to pop right in their face. And then you're going to have this mirror looking at them with all the smudge. And so she was just doing this video this morning and she's just sitting in a parking lot. Like this kind of stuff seems like the kind of shit you do when you're drunk. And then everybody with the fucking non-motherfucking stop videoing every single second. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do right now. Okay, guys, this is what I'm going to do right now. Okay, you guys, you know what I'm going to go do? I'm going to go in there. I'm going to go brush my hair. You guys want to come in there with me and brush my hair? Okay, you guys want to come in here and make cookies with me? Okay, you guys want to come in there and do... It's like, oh my God. It's like, there's this dependent... It's like this need to be, it's kind of like a fear to be alone or something. I don't know. It seems like, something's going on there. And something you need to look at yourself. But that, the universe is going to do you a favor. It's going to do you a good favor. It's going to show you what you are. Because you're blowing that balloon up full of yourself. And so she is sitting in this parking lot. And this person just laying on their horn. Just fucking laying on it. And I don't know, she won't move or something. I'm not sure. And she is saying how much she can't stand boomers. See why I can't stand boomers. See how, like, I can't wait till they're all gone, till they're all off the planet. It's like, dude, for one motherfucking thing, I get classified in this boomer category that you guys all seem to fucking just launch fucking rockets at. Like, oh, I'm a Gen X, Gen Z, Gen V, fucking millennial. Fuck those fucking boomers. It's like, what the fuck? How are we always out to pasture? And I was never even a fucking boomer anyways. They just fucking, oh, here, we're going to lump you in there because now you're old. Get up there. And so the this constant categorizing and generalizing is like astounding. And how many people do it? This lumping always together with the boomers. It's like, dude, I would not fucking sit there and goddamn honk my horn like that. And a motherfucking other thing, I wouldn't sit there and just do that, what you're doing. Here, let's just videotape. Maybe we can get it viral. Let's just watch this dumbass boomer honk at me. It's like, well, I kind of see a dumbass sitting there videotaping a dumbass honking. It's like, what? I was like, what in the hell with people? It's so strange. But I was awake for you. Then on, so on the criminal, the thought criminal, there's this huge buildup going. It's constant all fucking week of these videos about liberals and how stupid they all are and how the libs and the Dems, and they're just worthless, stupid, they're the worst, but we all need to unify. Okay, so we're leaving them out? Are we leaving the people out at the board, like all the people that are brown, that are over there? We're leaving all those brown people out over there, and then we're leaving all these blue-haired people out over here. We're going to leave them out too. So what we got going here? The people who worship Jesus, that's what we got going. That's like, Lord, that's their unity. Okay, you got a church to do that. We're talking about fucking society, dude. And God, it's like, what the fuck? Oh, see, I have a judgmental side, dude. Like, goddamn, ignorance is hard to not. Ignorance is a hard one to get over. I swear to God, it's just like, come on. And God constantly be like, okay, they're here learning this. Okay, they're here learning this. It's like, ah, like I've said a zillion times, it's like, sitting there watching a kid trying to learn to tie their shoe. It's just like, give me the goddamn laces. I'll do it. Let's go. Get the Velcro shoes. Like, fuck this. Teaching your kid to drive a car. It's like, you don't need to drive. There's buses. Like, hell no. And then you got the whole thing of like, oh my God, but then their friends are driving them around. And they're even worse. And who knows what the hell with their parents. Like, somebody was just doing this whole video about these parents now who, the amount of time they spend with their children is so minimal in a household. And it's so wacky because you have your what are they, the X's or something? Chief complaint is they were the latchkey kids. And so it's like, dude, that you were just the start, bitches. Quit your complaining. Look where we are. Like, shut the fuck up. It's like, God. So anyways, so Thought Criminal, we got this big build up going, like, oh, fuck them. Oh, come on, come together. It's really wacky. Like, you'd have to watch them. And I don't want to sit there and try and tell people, like, let's all gang up and say you're a whack, because that's not what it's about. But it's like, the unawareness is so, people have no awareness of themselves. All of it's like, you don't unless you slow down and look at yourself. And then you got to just accept the parts of your, like, I just got to accept myself. I'm just going to be like, I'm a lot of things, a little high strung, a little bit impulsive, a little bit talk too much, a little bit don't listen enough, like a lot of things. So you just got to be you, the parts of you that you like. That's the parts, like, to me, about my own self. That's the parts of me that I look back, as a kid, that you're shamed over this. It's like, there was nothing wrong with me. It's like, this is just who I am. And I'm going to like myself. And that maybe, I will grow out of some of this stuff my own self. But I don't find shame in me, in being me. So no matter if I'm weird, I know everybody else is weird. And they're just trying to hide it and cover it up. So fuck it. So, anyways, so she hadn't paid this bill. I wonder whatever happened with the one woman too, who was like, I'm moving to Puerto Vallarta tomorrow or something like that. And I need $3,500, you guys. So get on it. Okay. So what time you need that? It's like, this is so weird. Oh, constant desperate videos. Okay, you guys, I'm about to be homeless. And I need the money right now. Hurry up. It's like, I'm not going to do that. Like, I don't want to, where's some wood? I got to knock on some wood. I got to knock on wood. I don't want to do that. I will sleep in my fucking car. I will, plus I feel like I'm fortunate enough that I do have family. I could go, jump on my mom's couch and be like, well, I'm just going to stay here. Go, she's got the damn shed. All I gotta do is say, well, I'll go out and fix up the shed. Be like, oh, okay, stay as long as you want. And then I'll just go get stuff and fix up the shed, and then get a bus and, just go travel, or a van or whatever, and just go travel. I don't gotta go to Tennessee. I gotta go to Oklahoma. I gotta go to Alabama. I gotta go see all these places. And Oklahoma had a big old 5.0 or 5.1 or something earthquake. That's getting serious. And I just saw this psychic, I don't know, it was on Joe Rogan or I don't know what show, some podcast. And he was saying there's going to be a big tornado. Was it a tornado? A big storm. I think he said tornado. Maybe he said hurricane. Is going to wipe out Houston. So when Houston goes down, that's when California's got to get serious about, like, it's time to go. It's time to go. So if Houston goes down, he's saying that immediately after, there's going to be the most hugest earthquake ever in California. It's going to be 11.0. And the thing is, too, is like, it's the cities that'll be the worst, because the buildings and shit will not. They're going to just fucking break. There's going to be so much stuff that's going to be falling and breaking. So that's where your biggest danger. Then in some parts, though, where it starts splitting, but there's this whole thing of this one shift, this one tectonic plate shifting up. They've shown it in these movies. And there was something about with the science things that I had been watching or seeing, and they said that there's this plate that's going to shift up jolt up and then jolt down. And that's what they've showed in the movies. And so the movies are picking it up on from the science. So they're showing us what's going to happen. And then we think, oh, that's just crazy. Look at that special effects. It's like, dude, what would that feel like, though? It's not going to feel good. It's going to be fucked. But you got to think, too, any of the things that happen like that, they happen so fast. And it's like your adrenaline hits. It's like you're on your way out. It's not like you are, it's not as, it's like time, everything changes real quick. You know, it's so much more about how we look back on it and we see like the end of somebody. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe what they went through. But they don't go through it like what we see. So they go through it way different. So anyways, and I, you know, fuck, I'm still over here on the West Coast anyways. So, and I don't know, California is going to be the worst for sure. And it's just going to be the beginning. It's going to start like this guy. He was saying Arizona will be beachfront property. This psychic guy, he was saying beachfront property will be Arizona. But if you look at the doomsday map, it's way further back than that. And all these different places, there'll be things that will keep happening. So he said this 11.0 earthquake's going to go and take out California. It's going to be this huge, huge thing. It was this huge event. I can't even remember. I think it has a name. And then he said that it's going to start this big, he didn't call it a tsunami, a tidal wave, he called it. A tidal wave of like 300 or 400 feet or something. And see, that's the water that will come in like a big rush where I don't know. See, I'm 30 miles from the coast, but also I'm on a peninsula, so they've got further to go through there. And so it would, I think I would be fine if the water came in on a giant thing, if it went up like that. The only thing then for those of us who would be over here was being able to get out of here, which it would have to be, you know, like we would probably have to have a boat or something to come and get us out, just because it's so limited in how we can move out here. But anyways, you know, it's just like, fuck, who knows? But the California thing, I mean, it's just kind of like right now they're having this big this big water thing again. And they're saying this is going to affect like 97% of Californians or something. And, but I just saw Duran, and he was live down in LA, and he was, you know, he's always out looking for the malarkey, and he keeps finding it. There keeps being these huge shootings. So there's this huge one that was going on right now. There's cops all over this huge thing, all blocked off. He said they were setting up over for the Grammys or something. And then, I don't know, some malarkey broke out. And one thing, too, that he said, I still haven't got finished thought criminal thing, but one of the things, too, he said, because he's talking about it, you know, he's always talking to his people. And talking about the stuff, oh yeah, and last night, and, you know, all these different things, because that's what they do. And there's been a lot of malarkey lately, a lot of these shootings and stuff. So I don't know, you know, they don't all make the news, obviously, to all of us, but he's always out there doing that on his thing. But it wasn't raining or anything. And so it wasn't raining right there in LA. And so I don't know where all the effects are. It was supposed to affect 97% of the people. Well, he's right in downtown LA. And it wasn't doing anything right there. And so, but there is a lot of malarkey that, you know, that's what I've said. You're going to see that coming. It's going to be all the big cities, because they dump these instigators off. There's being arrest after arrest after arrest. And people, as they get so in fear, but it's like, you got to see, these are the criminals they've dropped in there. I said they're going to be arresting them. But there's criminals here to be instigators, to harass us, to cause crimes, to break in, to kill us, so, you know, sexually assault, all that stuff. That's what they're there for. And it's just to raise tension and then create more fear, make us more dependent. Oh, we need the cops, we need this, we need that, help me. You know, that's what they're trying to get us to do. It's like, fuck off. It's like, whatever, I know whatever's supposed to happen, you know. whatever interaction you're supposed to have, you're supposed to have. And if that's an interaction that I'm supposed to have, that, you know, it's me or them, like, I will fight. I'm not going to, but, you know, sitting here at night while it's been so dark, it is creepy. Because I'll be like, I was sitting here the other night, and I was having so many different things were going through my head. And I had the lights on, and I was crocheting. Oh, I did find something that it gave me, every time this word, I want to get it, because it is this word that keeps eluding me, and then I'll get it, and it's like, why do you keep trying to, oh, maybe it'll come to me in a minute. But anyways, I found something that, oh my God, with this rush of all these words. Okay, anyways, I'm crocheting something. I'll talk about it later. And, but this, okay, I'll finish the thought criminal thing. What was the other one, though? What was the thing I was just talking about? God. Okay. I'm telling you, okay, the thought criminal thing. So she, oh yeah, okay. Okay, so the guy, the guy who was talking about, okay, so Duran, he was downtown in LA Live, and so he was talking about this crime going on, and then this girl walks by, and she said she didn't want to be on tape, on video, and, so then after she goes by, he starts kind of, like, not making fun, but, you know, talking about, he starts saying that, she was walking, he thought she had maybe skin-colored tights on or something, but really she just had these, like, I don't know, G-string panties on and fishnet stockings. That was all. And her whole butt was hanging out. And so he was talking about her butt and this outfit. And, you know, and he's in downtown LA. So you don't know if it's a girl going out or if it's a girl making money. You can't tell there. And so this... so he was talking about that, and I was thinking, you know, like, about how people look at people, and, you know, the attitude, and how people don't care. Like, there's so many different perspectives. It's like I'm always flooded with, like, tons of different perspectives. But I was just thinking about a whole bunch of different things, and then this video came, and it was a girl who... she was nabbed in traffic since she was little. I'm not sure. She was, I think, a teen. She wasn't fully developed, she kept saying, and it was clear that she was underage. So I was thinking, like, fuck, what, 12, 13, maybe even 11. So she was taken and used, and she was so detailed on this story, and telling about what the things are and what they're called. And when she had started, she would have to be doing tricks, I guess, on the streets. And she would have to do it with like 15 to 30 guys every single day. And she said that she was feeling so used and so trashy and so gross. Then he moved her to a lot. And you don't get any of the money. And you get your ass kicked all the time. And then he moved her to... a truck stop, and she said that they were called lot lizards, and then there's other terms too, because they get other girls, they steal other girls from pimps and stuff, and your pimp is like a nightmare. And so she's talking about that, and she's still just a little kid, and she gets in all these different situations, you know, beaten, where a guy, she said, you just walk a circle around the truckers, and then they just flash their lights, and then you walk up. But you could be raped and beaten and all sorts of horrible things happening. Just a little fucking kid, man. And I was thinking, you know, for all the times, you know, being younger, even being a young mom or whatever, and how many times, you know, you'd be next to a girl like that and you'd be like, oh, you know, like, you think like she's doing it or something. She's out just doing that. I think I always had that awareness. Like, I couldn't even watch porn or anything like that because I always had awareness of, like, all these abused girls are the ones that are out there being treated like this. And so, I didn't see the magnification, the deepness of the traffic situation, though. Like, fuck, man. It was so much bigger than anything that, you know, especially when you hear these stories and it's just like, God dang, these kids, they needed our help. They're desperate. And, you know, and they're feeling so horrible about themselves. That was one thing that she talked so much about, is feeling so gross and feeling so disgusted, feeling like she had no worth, no value. And then she got moved because she did this crazy thing at the truck stop. Instead of getting her throat slit, she does this crazy thing to save herself. And so then he moved her out to, she said it was an underground bunny ranch in Texas. And she said that she worked there for like 6 months. She was a top request and stuff because it was so obvious that she was underage. And it had all these like really rich and politicians and stuff would come there. She said she made that place in the millions. And that she said it became very scary too when they come in and they would tie you up, and she said they would hog tie you and stuff. She would think like this could be the last time that, you know, every scene, every situation was like horrible. And it's just like, God damn, the amount of people who are just you see why this energy has to be purged out. And like, if you carry that, and if you carry any of that dark energy, why you have to do the work, why you have to purge this shit out. It can't go forward. It's dark, it's gross, it's nasty, and there's so many people involved in it. There's so much darkness. The darkness could not live without having so many people involved. So many people have a little bit of darkness, a little bit of I accept this, I accept this, I accept this. And they would beat people down to accept so much. The what is that word? To keep showing you things to make you not be bothered by it. Like, they do that all the time. Desensitize you. That's what they always do. So they have people in such a fucking mess. People aren't who they are, is the thing. There's not very many people who really are truly themselves. That they are hiding something. And, you know, and so many people feel shame and guilt and stuff. And you don't need to. That is something that they created. You know, everybody has a story. And everybody's story is there for them to grow and learn. And so it's nothing that you need to feel shame, but so many people feel so horrible. But all those feelings are here for you to work through, to work them out, to let go. But, okay, so back on the thought criminal thing. And so, you know, you got these people all the time who are asking for money and stuff like that. And then, you know, it's weird kind of inconsistency, like, okay, well, I need this money, but I'm going on vacation. I was like, okay. And then, you know, but she has her supporters. I don't know. Maybe they're all on board with that. Maybe they're all just like, yes, yes, please. I mean, I kind of imagine these people like bedridden or in wheelchairs, and she's there, boots on the ground. Thank you. Get out there for us. Go, go, girl. Yes, here, take my money. Like, I don't know. That's just the image that comes into my mind. And, but she's been on this wave where she was on the wave of just talking smack on the liberals, and then on this wave of trying to tell everybody how to be a better person, and then on this now of this money thing. And I don't know if she's defending herself to people or if she's getting it. I have no idea. but she was like, it's centered on a new wave of the government. So there's some viral video of this guy, and he's like crying and stuff, and I don't know what's going on. I don't know if he's homeless. He's a homeless vet, and he's at a park, and the cops are kicking him out and telling him he can't sleep there. And he starts just having a fucking meltdown and bringing up about, all of the immigrants and stuff. They're all getting taken care of. And just screaming, it's like, oh, he's had it. And so it becomes this viral video. So she did one video sharing that one. And she's also in there, like, she's so mad because now she has recognized that, she makes too much money. The government's not going to help her with this $1,400 bill. And she's so fucking pissed about this, that the government's not paying. They help all these other people, but the government's not paying her electric bill. And it's some fucking bullshit. And so she's all on this, like, train chugging full on into this. It's like you can just see all this build up, this emotional build up to this whole weekend of whatever's going to go down. I would think even if you're not involved in anything, you're still putting yourself out there in this really kind of, I don't know, it's a lot of like negativity of your, I don't know. There's so much stuff that to me people are exposing about themselves, and it doesn't seem that they have the awareness of what they're exposing or that they're exposing anything. It's like because it's like they're so used to the dark. It's like, that's just it. It's just the dark. It's like, no, the light is going to shine in and you're going to see your darkness. That is going to happen. And, your darkness can be seen by others already. You're the one who's missing it. And as some people, it's like, it's so bright how dark they are. It's so intense. It's so vivid. You can see it so clearly. And they think that they are out there doing the good work. It's like, but you're negative and you're divisive and you're hateful and you're scared of everything and you're mad and angry about everything. And then, and all that anger and stuff comes from old pain. It's like, what are you doing here? This isn't about just, go out and party and go make out with some girl for likes and views. This is like about, you are here, you're supposed to be doing this. Whatever is burdening your emotion, that's what matters. You matter. This girl, I just saw this video, and I didn't even see more than just a couple seconds. She's a heavy-set girl, which right there, it just, no matter what people want to think, is most of us would look at somebody who's heavy set and feel like they're insecure. They're insecure. They're going to be picked on. People are going to be mean. They're going to feel bad about themselves. And so, and that's a generalized stereotype right there. I mean, there can be some heavy set people who are just, cheerful and happy all the time. But I don't know. Are they masking? Because when you talk to a lot of people, they feel very uncomfortable and awkward in their body when it gets too round or too puffed up or whatever. It becomes a chamber, there's a protection to putting on weight, but then it can become a chamber where you feel contained and you feel hard to move and hard to breathe. And so anyways, but it's all different levels, and I'm not, but there is a generalizing right there, me saying about heavy set people being insecure. But it does, is a bias of mine that automatically, that I will, if I see some, I see a lot of videos of these girls and they were just like get sad and beat down, and somebody said something mean, and it's like so many of them. And so this one, she has her arm is bare, and she has this like marking going down her arm, and her arm was bigger, obviously, but it was so it had a lot of marking. So whatever her arm size, there was enough room for these 3 big marks, And I don't, it looked like, like you, what is that called? It looked like she'd been branded, but it was like big, huge. And, I'm not just trying to say like, oh, her arm was so huge. I'm not saying that. Her arm was, just a heavy set girl's arm. It was like a bigger arm. And the thing took up like her whole fucking top of her arm. Whatever this thing was huge. And I was like, fuck, what the hell? And so it was something, I think, at work. Somebody did something and hurt her because she had to go to HR about it. And she said it's going to leave scars because it looks like she's branded. And so she is feeling bad, or feeling, because it's so uncomfortable to be confrontational, that she has to stand up for herself about this. But not only is she probably scarred and she's hurt, but he could do it to other people. And I went off and I made my comment already and went off, because you can't, that confrontation is, setting boundaries is uncomfortable. It can feel confrontational, but it is so important for you to value you, to stand up for yourself. It's not just because, well, you might do it to someone else, they have more value. No, you are your protector. You're the one who's there to protect yourself. You're the one who has to say, no, you're not going to do that. And I know so many boundaries that we are always having to set into motion has to do with these family relationships. And, I've been having so many things about that. The holidays, it was like the way that they set up the holiday occurrence, the season of holidays, I think it is to promote a lot of stuff with alcohol, and you can get the families together, get them all drunk, and then have them deal with shit they haven't dealt with, and wreaking a lot of havoc and stuff. And we've seen that play out so much since quarantine, where people started speaking up what they thought, and it started becoming such an explosive topic between people over the perspectives over reality. And so that is, it has a profound aspect. Those relationships have an important role in you developing you. They're there as your challenge. They're there as your, what is that called? Like when you're doing a relay race and you're running and they put those things out and you got to jump over them. I don't know if they go, I think they do. I think they have lower ones and then they go up. And so then if you're running, and then is so your bigger and bigger obstacles. So that's what those people are, like your bigger ones of those things. Those are your harder ones to get over, the ones that are more challenging, the ones that take more motivation and more propelling yourself, and not out of anger. Out of anger and mad and bitterness, you're going to just trip and fall. It is for your benefit of healing, not to just tell somebody you think they're an asshole. It's the things that they are bringing up in you are the things that you need to look at, that you want to look at. That's what they are there for you. You put them there to push you, poke your bear, to get you to see that stuff, because it's so deep inside you that you're trying to see it from inside. But we all get distracted. And see, I think that is such a big part of like their holiday social events, is to keep people in such a trap with their families of not developing and, using that time wisely, and, go get drunk and don't deal with your shit and stuff. So anyways, boundaries can be very difficult. And they don't have to be angry and mad and stuff, but you have to learn how to protect yourself, how to stand up for yourself. And if it is, somebody talking shit on you, like a lot of people's parents talk a lot of shit on them. And one thing I would say too is that those parents don't have the awareness, they don't have the connection outside of themselves to understand how they're affecting someone else. They're only projecting, they're only putting out something without thinking about where it goes. And so they are the ones that have the emotional immaturity. They are the ones that just are lashing out. It's not you. It's not your problem. Even though those people can say hurtful things, that is where you got to learn to let stuff just roll off of your back and not be burdened by other people's opinions. Something I was seeing yesterday a lot is like, we all have different opinions. We all have different taste. Somebody can look at somebody and think, oh man, they're a 10, man. They're a knockout. I love them. And then somebody else can look at them and go, I think they're kind of average. I don't know. I don't see anything special. And then they can look at somebody else and go like, that though, that's right over there. That's my person. And so, we all have different taste. We don't all have like this number thing is ridiculous because we don't all agree on the number system. We all have different tastes, and what's wild is how much people try and all become the same, like this decided status of what is the thing, and then they all want to become that. And so all these girls, like, they all start having the same look. They all start like, and I'm sure it's the same with all the different people, but everybody, man, fucking frequencies and shit, and the songs, and oh god. So the people all try and like blend in and become the same, and like this ultimate acceptable person or something. But the weird thing is that we don't all want the same thing, but everybody's trying to be the same, but we don't all want the same thing. So the more that you break free, the more that you can find, the people you're in alignment with. And another thing that is interesting too is like, as long as you are constantly trying to please others and hide yourself and trying to please the people who don't accept you and always trying to be something acceptable for them, the more that you're hiding yourself and the part of yourself that would be accepted by the people who would accept you. So you're hiding the parts of yourself that you want out there to please somebody that you're never going to be able to please. And then by doing that, you're putting yourself off from putting yourself out there and being, so that the people who are drawn to you can find you, can see you, so that it's like you're put out your own light. The light that draws in is it's like the aura, like just on my channel, for example. So, and it was hard to get to this point of doing this and getting comfortable and stuff. And, and I had tried a long while ago. It was like 2018 when I had tried the first time. And I couldn't even put a video on at all. I was so uncomfortable, so awkward. And then I still had to go through some more stuff. And then I still had to put out feelers and say something to people, and see if they said, God, you're weird. That's more my kids. That's my kids' jam. But anyways, so to go and start, putting yourself out there and doing something. And, but what was the angle? There was something about, I was using the example of, what was it? I don't know, something I was talking about with I can't remember what I was talking about. I remember I said I was going to make an example off of my channel, something about not people building, like, I don't know. Oh, I thought it said I had been talking an hour and 53 minutes. I was like, oh my gosh. Like, fuck, am I just going off on a rant? Okay, so let me think for a minute what it was, because it's only 53 minutes. It was, okay, so whatever people are doing, they need to be focusing on healing these different things and taking care of themselves. And, to me, this whole thing about this aging isn't real. It's just, I don't know. Like, to me, that is way more of my focus. Like, I keep doing all of these, like, massages, and this whole thing with the lymph too, and the moving the lymph around, and I don't know. I was even thinking, like how I mean, I know everybody's eyes are different puffiness or whatever, but this puffiness that some people get, then I wonder if there's, I keep rubbing around and trying to see, because there's all these different things. There's all got to be some sort of a trap door, you know? So anyways, it's like getting to know yourself, getting to know your own body, your own vehicle. So this is the hair thing. And it seems like it's going slower now, just like on the eyebrows and all that hair and stuff. It just seems like it's kind of going slower, but it just gets deeper and deeper and deeper all the time. And like yesterday, I was out in the yard I was out cleaning my car for a long time yesterday. And it was just so full of water. The back door still won't open. I can't get the back door open at all. I got something to put on the back seat that's supposed to be one of these things so that she could get in the back if we have to be evacuated or something. But it's like not very much room for her. But I was like, well, at least now, if something happens, I can get her in the car. It's like, it was so weird because I was already being so nervous anyways, because one day I drove to the grocery store and my back door wouldn't stay closed. And that is like my worst nightmare. And all these road trips I've done with her, it's like, oh my gosh, she's always moving around and she leans up against the door. It's like, oh my God, you're going like fucking 80 down the fucking freeway. And your dog, I can't stand it. So that had me already kind of a wreck anyways. And so I was like, God, do I want to have her back there? Like, what the fuck? And then I found something that was in the door. So then I felt like, okay, well, I fixed it. It was something that had fallen in there or something, I think, unless it's a part that broke off. Like, I don't know now, because now it's stuck shut. It's like, what the fuck? But I feel like that is a part of everything, is just kind of breaking apart. It's like it was the things that we don't need or something. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm not going to need it soon. I know one thing too is I have one of my favorite, and my top favorites would definitely be like a 65 convertible Corvette. I love those old Thunderbirds too, from back then, and convertible. And then the old Broncos. I love the old Broncos where all of them seem to be convertibles. You just take the whole top off. And so I love those. And I kept thinking, at some point I wanted to get one. It was like a classic car, and I think there's less and less of them. And then plus the people, I think, get them are rowdy and break them or something. I don't know. But I don't think people let go of them. They're cool as shit. But now they're bringing them back, I think. I saw an ad, and it seems like that's the one they're bringing back, is that style of Bronco. I was like, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'll get one of those. So I don't know. I kind of feel like I need a van or something. But everything is kind of like it's this temporary thing. Nothing is like right now. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's like being out in an apocalypse. No, in an Armageddon. Because apocalypse is the end of the dark. So it's the truth coming out. So that's like, whoa, what, the truth? And it's going to be so smack dab on people because they're not going to see what's coming. They don't see. This is so wild. Because they're just out there, especially with big following out there, just blah. It's like, oh my gosh, you do not see what's about to happen at all. So many people don't, especially religious people. They're all just, Jesus is going to be here. No, the light, the Jesus returning is the light just all of a sudden coming on. And that Christ consciousness smack dabbing you right in the heart. And you having to see how distant you are from yourself. That is the return, is you returning to yourself. So it's, but they don't, everything is outside of them. And so they don't get what's going on. And then plus their whole fear, oh, you got to be with Jesus. You're not with Jesus, you're going to hell. So, anyways, there's there's just so much. There's so much of that. But hold on. I think what was I talking about with that? Seems like, always the main thing is about this self-awareness. There's this impactful moment that is coming, like the moment's building up to this impactful moment. It's like like how time is feeling so weird right now, but like the image to me is like we're on this, like, for some reason I'm seeing like the Lincoln Memorial. I don't know, did it have tons and tons of steps to get up there? I did have to go up there. I mean, I did go up there when I was in junior high or something. My school went. We flew to DC and went to the White House and went to all these memorials. And so walking up all the stairs, so it's like that's what we are doing right now. It's like this ascending. We're going up all these stairs. And these last ones, it's like intense but it's like you're tired. It's like, fuck, I've been going up all these goddamn stairs, just going and going and going. It's kind of like when we get to the top of the stairs, though, it's going to be like a water slide. It's like we finally get to the top and then we're just going to fucking go. Things are going to just pick up all the momentum. That's weird too, because the water thing, there's something about water always. And there's something about Greenland. There's a lot of weird shit about Greenland. But one thing is that there's supposedly this giant spaceship. It's like 300 miles long, 550 miles wide, 300 miles long or something. But it's actually is a space, it's like some of these things, like where people think space station or something. I think we got space stations on our land because we are a place that a lot of people go. A lot of people are paying attention to and interested in. They go in and out of it right under our noses. It's so weird. This government, this whole thing is just so weird. But so over there in Greenland, this big space thing is their weather machine, though. So it is what they do, the weather. So if they're fucking with it all, doing stuff from Greenland. But there's a lot going on, because there's something going on with the North Pole. Like, there's a lot of weird shit. There's part of the ice wall that's broke off. Like everything is shake, rattling, and rolling. Like the tectonic plates, everything is really shaking up. And but they have the whatever they're doing with the interfering the weather. But it's kind of like, when there's a machine and it just gets like overdone and it just starts like breaking and smoke's coming out or something. It's kind of like that's what they're creating. It's like everything they've done too much. Their greed is bringing them down. Their hate, all of that stuff is bringing them down. Oh yeah, because there was a thing about this thing about like higher beings not caring about stuff, like how we care. Oh, we care about this, we care about that and stuff, but when we're in our souls, we don't have this same kind of caring about everything, and everything's so traumatic. And where that would be considered a weakness, especially by some of these beings that are in their true being self, like that they have an awareness of their soul, like they can shapeshift, even they can do different things. I think something is about that I don't know, they just revitalize themselves or just create a new model and just jump into the new model or something, because they also put that in movies too, and like Skeleton Key and other movies, like this ability to just jump into their body. What was that movie too? Because I had seen it more recently. It was on Netflix. And it was really good. It seemed like it started with an A, and it had it was like you didn't know where it was going. I don't want to spoil it for anybody if somebody were to watch it, but it was definitely about soul jumping, being able to go out of your body, like getting more control of that. And there was some really interesting things in that one. But I think that they have a lot more abilities, you know, because they've been able to work on that. But anyways, they have, you know, they see the weakness. It's kind of like they're showing us our own weakness of caring. Like, you know, you're so stupid, you're so low that you care. Like if you are advanced and you understood that this isn't real, you wouldn't care. And another thing that I think is kind of interesting too, and it was a video, I think this was on, this may have been the Joe Rogan video, Comcast or podcast one, because this guy was talking about a spaceship that he had been in, and he was talking about how it was so tiny, short wise. They're big, and he was talking about how it's like everything is melted together, everything works together, and because everything is like this organic. This isn't like, man, it's hard to explain, because it's like being at the same vibration as silver or being at the same vibration as to what it is that they surround themselves with. So their ship is at their same vibration. So it's like an extension of them or something. But so that guy was saying, let me think what it was I was going to say. The ship, man, how do I keep, God, this keeps happening and happening. Or it's like, I think I'm talking about something, and it's just like dead end. I was like, what? What was I fucking talking about? Where was I? Okay. So, did I finish about the thought criminal thing? Because it's just this huge buildup. Oh yeah, because now it's all on this, you know, the liberals suck, the Dems suck, the people at the border suck, the government doesn't pay us, the government should be rescuing us and saving us, and it's like this buildup of this, no, we don't want the government, for one thing, we don't want them. So why would we want them to step in? What we want is free resources. We want them to quit charging us for shit. We have to fucking go in a different direction. And this is why I said, it's like these people want to keep the system going. Vote them in, do this, do that. I was like, you guys, come on. You guys complain about this bullshit, but then you want to keep it going. You just want to jump in, like your ego has got you so up your own ass, you think you can fix it. No, these people are greedy. Oh yeah, because of the feeling of, no, oh yeah, because that when he was talking about the spaceship and how it was just so void of everything. And I was thinking, gosh, that was so crazy, because us as humans, we surround our things, we make things, we create things. We want everything to look pretty. We put things like, even that minimalistic thing is pulling in a direction to pull you more out of your identity into this void. But it is, but I think that is part of one of our advancements, is us as beings, is this as creators of creating a space that represents you and what you like and stuff. So it's like you're coloring in all the pages of your color book or something. So there's a lot of really interesting things about this reality, and that these other beings don't even get the the satisfaction or the experience. Like, we get this other experience. They don't have that, even though like you could still go into their homes and it would be very, but it is like it's a representing something, even though ours is representing something, but it's representing ourselves. They're representing a different, an energy, an overall a status. We're representing what we surround ourselves with is what we love and what we enjoy and what we see, the things that bring us joy and happiness. But our homes, our space becomes like our spaceship, but ours is not stale and sterile. Ours is fucking festive. Ours is Mardi Gras, so there's these kind of these evolutionary aspects of what we are becoming, and this ability to care and stay connected, even though makes you weaker, it still it creates a strength. And it's kind of like some of these beings want to hold us back. That is what they are trying to, because we are evolving. And so they want to hold us back. They don't want us to become better than them. And we are becoming better than them because of their inability to connect and stuff. They've got a lot of weak points, a lot of weaknesses. And I don't know what is all going to go on with all these different souls. I would say, like, some of these souls seem bound to this dimensional vibration. Like, they seem bound like a virus in a game or something. Like they're held there because they don't evolve, because they don't grow and change, because they live like a fucking succubus, sucking the life out of everything else, like parasitic lifestyle. It was hold you back. And the wild thing too about how, like, they need to live off of other people's essence or other people's blood or energy, or your chemicals pumping through your body. Like, fuck, they are void of everything. I swear to God. What are they? I wonder. They seem like vampiric ego. They seem kind of like the academic, aristocratic people represent their personality more. That's just like, I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of loose. It's kind of gross and stale and dirty. How, like, there's some people, like, you can just look at them and you just feel like you know what they smell like, even if you can't see them. You can see them, but you're not near them. You can't smell them. But you feel like, I just feel like I know what they would smell like. I know what their house would smell like. What's weird too, speaking of that, and then I'll probably, I'll think if there was anything else. But I may have already told this story, but I went to go visit her in the hospital, and she became a hugger too. That was wild how because she continued to do that, running up to me and hugging me and stuff. It was really cute. This little girl that was so scared of life for so long, that was so penalized. It's like as soul feels penalized when it is, like, born into this. Like, what am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? They're going to kill me? What about, like, there's some of our experiences as kids were very challenging. And so, a lot of kids stop being kids, and they have to become the gatekeeper, the tender, the one who's keeping the person safe. But they do it in all these dysfunctional ways. Like, people do it in, like, gaining weight and isolating and all these different things. But anyways, so when she was a hugger, and then when I went to go see her, And there was something I was going to say that was, I don't know if this is like supposed to be training me to get better at this or what. Like, I don't know if it's just my inefficiency. I gotta see, like, okay. So, she was at the place. I was going to visit her. There was some story that was there for some reason that I had to bring up about the hugging, about, damn, what the hell? I have no idea what I was about to say there. Am I even finishing some of the stuff? Am I just leaving? Am I just starting things and leaving them dropped off all over the place? Like, I don't know. Maybe I am. Sorry. I am. Like, I don't know. Okay. Let me just think. Was there something else? I don't know. Maybe it's the sleeping weird thing. Because now I feel like my day is like 7 hours long, 8 hours long. Go sleep for a couple hours, get up, do some. And some of the days are dark and some of the days are light. They're just, it's weird. It's like I feel like I'm not on anything of this. I don't know, like everything is spinning out. Like everything is weird. And it's got to be like, we've got to be almost at the top of these stairs where everything is just going to fall and go the other direction. It's going to all go towards the light, but it's going, and it sounds all good and beautiful and stuff, which it will be. It will be all great and beautiful. But the thing is that people, when the light comes in, they're all going to see their own darkness. Like they're all thinking like there's all this darkness. Like, I don't know, because it's these people who think they're awake, they think they've already seen it all. They think they know it all. They've seen it all. They've got it all figured out. And then the light is going to come in, and then they're going to see all this stuff that they didn't see. And it's going to be kind of, to me, if it's real public, it's going to be kind of embarrassing and humiliating. But so the thing is, like, is it important to have that ability to just humble yourself, to just be like, you know, and especially at a time like this, like we're all going through this. We're all learning about ourselves. We're learning, you know, to take responsibility for ourselves. Until we take responsibility for ourselves, it's everybody else's fault. And then you're just stuck in this trap of being in that energy of like you have no control. It's everybody else is doing all these things to you. And once you start managing yourself and being aware of yourself, and it's such a huge part of it is the protecting yourself, the setting your boundaries and stuff. And people, you know, don't realize, and they feel so uncomfortable and so awkward. But you've got to value yourself. You got to see that you are the one that you are there to protect. That is, you know, we kind of made a mistake, I guess, thinking that our parents were there to protect us, thinking our family members were there to protect us. Oh yeah, because the cute little girl. Okay, yeah, because, you know, we're coming up and hugging, and this sweet little girl, like this sweet little girl that was born to this person who, you know, was damaged, and then this sweet little girl had to be hidden away. And then when you see this little girl keep coming out, yeah, it's really cool. It's beautiful. But that is the thing that everybody has, is, you know, these parts of them that were hidden away because, you know, we had this idea that our parents, our grandparents, our aunts, our uncles, somebody out there was going to protect us and take care of us and, you know, learn us everything we needed to know, and, you know, which is an impossible feat, as a crazy expectation. But the soul has to advance enough to have the awareness of that, and to see the occurrence, what it was regarding, in the advancement of its own being. It's like putting yourself in flight. And so that is to let go of thinking that other people were there to protect you. It was their job or their duty. Even as a small child, it's still, because none of us are really small children. We may come into it kind of like, what are we supposed to do here? But that is a part of the getting you ready for the game or something. It's a part of it. And so but ultimately what it leads to is the recognition that you are your protector. You are your everything. You are the one that you're waiting for, and that you are the one that you need to step into that role. And see, to me right now, it just has so much to do with this realizing that aging isn't real. And everything that you have, any signs of aging is like, oh, gotta backtrack now. I gotta go back and see, you know. Am I holding on to anger? Am I holding on to tension? Am I drained and depleted of all my minerals? Am I full of toxins and parasites and stuff? And just start working from there. Did I stop moving because I thought, oh, well, I'm old now. Oh, well, it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, well, did you give up on yourself? And then so start, and just start wherever, if you've given up on yourself, start. Like I said, some soup cans, just lift them up and lift them up. Get your point to where you don't need to use your arms to get off the couch or off the chair or off the toilet. Start really building up with your legs. Even if you can only do a couple of things, just every day, add another, and just keep building yourself back up and building your strength. And throughout that period of time, you will have the challenges that will come into your mind, a feeling like if you even have the value, if you even have the worth, and why you're doing that. That's that dark energy. Tell it to fuck off and keep giving yourself the buildup. Yes, you have the worth. You have, and face those dark things. Face the things that you feel bad about. Let them go. They're not worth holding on to. Revisit them, say, hey, and, I see, like, that happened, and, because of this or because of that, and I saw it this way, and I saw it that way, and and you can't even get caught up in, I wish I would have done something different. It's more of an acceptance. Yeah, that's what happened, and this is what I learned, and move on from it, and not hold yourself back. Because so many people, it's like hold themselves back in their pity party and just want to, like feel bad and stuff. And I think Sarah was saying yesterday too about like all the support that she had found, after her son's passing, and the support that she had found in moving to a smaller community, because she had moved from California to Tennessee. And I think that is what we're all looking for. Places like California, Washington, and over here where I'm at, Washington State, Oregon, all these places started building more on this progressive and distant. It's a different atmosphere, and I think that we all do want to get back to that, like, what America was created on, community and coming together and building and stuff. So, and because we are the creators, and so that part of us to get back and where you can feel and you have support, you have people that are there for you, people that enjoy. They're looking for connection too. So a connection occurs because people are longing to feel acquainted, and there's like an energy to some of these other cities where like it's not cool, like everything's that's not cool, like it's you shouldn't want to be a part of stuff, like you shouldn't care, you shouldn't have morals, big fucking deal, who cares? Just like that guy was talking about, yeah, well, I don't care if she's walking by with her butt hanging out. I mean, it's kind of nice to get a look at and stuff. It's like, that's what I mean. Like what's happened to our society. It's like we all just accept the fact that people are just completely demoralizing themselves, have no self-esteem. We just look at it as like, oh, it's there for our entertainment. Yeah, I like to look at a butt when it walks by. Who cares if this person doesn't give a shit about themselves and is like what is happening to our society? And so that is, we can't just accept it. We have to want to change it. And by changing it is like, we see a girl at 7-Eleven who's obviously, working the streets, to not think that it's just because she doesn't wants to think like maybe we could do something to help her. I think there's just little changes, little things to start seeing. That's the best blessing for awareness, is to have, to see the things that others don't see. To be, when you look back just on things like that, to see like, I wonder, like I can for sure feel like as a young mom, being around some girls that I thought for sure were working the streets, and feeling like I wasn't thinking of them as being, kidnapped and traumatized. Your awareness changes. You just see things more, and you wish you would have different interactions. You feel judgmental when you look back on yourself. But that is where we were in the dark. That's why when the light comes in, and that's the parts of yourself that you have to face, your own biases, your own choices, your own things that you did. And it's to recognize how biases can affect you, how you can start to, and that's why it's so much coming out with this generalizing and this fucking stereotyping, because it all goes together. And these people are just like purging it out. I mean, they are doing it so hardcore, but they don't realize, like, when the smoke clears and there's going to be a mirror, you're going to just see yourself like, oh my God, I am so fucking judgmental. I'm so hateful. Where do I get all these biases? And so it's all those things to just look at. You can't sit here and be like, oh my God, I'm the worst person. I should have done better. Like, how can you sit there and like 20 years ago, I should have done this? Like, well, you did what you did, and you did what you did because that's the only thing you could think of to do, so now you've evolved. Now you can see more options, but at the time you didn't see all the options. So the best thing to me about learning that concept is like to just slow down in everything you approach, to know that there's a lot of options coming up. Do I want to just jump right in, or I'm going to slow down and think about this and really consider my options, consider my choices, because there's a lot more going on than we ever had considered or realized before. And so that is the part, that it's just this constant evolving of self, this constant realizing, awareness, slowing down, making changes, learning. It's all is learning to love yourself. Because learning to love yourself, I'm telling you, if you can't love yourself, you can't love anybody. And it's so wacky is how many people go out there and, go before a priest and, love you to my dying day. I hate myself. I don't love myself, but I swear to God, I'm going to love you. It's like, it's just wacky. But you can see why we have to make changes, why we have to get to this point of learning to love ourselves. And sadly enough, learning to love yourself, there's a lot of people that you would not go and take those vows with. There's a lot of people that would not stay in your orbit, because when you love yourself, you look at things different, and there's a lot of behaviors that you won't accept. You won't accept people treating somebody you love bad, So it's like, and it's a battlefield to get to that point of you being the person that you're protecting, that you love. Like, that is it's a journey. So, and it's it's destabilizing for sure, and it's clumsy, and it's a lot of steps. And so don't get caught up and hung up. Like yesterday, I was thinking about this. I was out working on the car, like, and I was thinking, when something happened in my life, when I was a kid and I got broken, you know what I did? And I got back up. And I went back at it. And then you know what happened? I got broken again. And you know what I did? I got back up. And then you know what happened? I got broken again. And you know what I did? I got back up. And I was thinking about that, and I was thinking, you can't ever not get back up. You have to just keep getting back up no matter what fucking 1, 2 double punch knockout that you're getting in life. You don't stay down. You just get back up. You just get back up until you reach the point where you just can't do it anymore. You know, if you can't get back up, you just lay there. But then, you know, at some point you're just going to get stomped on and drowned, ignored and forgotten, and you're going to feel beat down. So, you know, you got to keep championing yourself and keep getting back up. It's just keep going and keep going. Just don't give up on yourself. So anyways, now I have been talking a while, so it still is making her moves again. What time is it? 3. How many hours till daylight? It'll be like 8:30. So 5.5 more hours. Oh yeah, because when I was sitting here and I had the light on, and so it's all like in the forest, you know. So a light would really stand out. And so I started seeing my house from outside. Like if I was outside of my house, seeing it in this dark forest with this light. And so then it was giving me all these different like scenarios were playing out, you know. And it reminded me of being that kid running in the dark, looking for that light and getting up to that house and pounding on the door, asking for help. And so I saw that. And then I was thinking, you know, like if somebody came running up here to my door right now, I would not want to answer it. And then I started having the black-eyed kids come into my head. I was like, fuck, no, I wouldn't want to answer it. God damn. And they would be out there, help me, I need your help. And you can't ever let them come in. But every time anybody sees them, they're so devastated by how creepy they are. But you can't let them come in. And to me, there's so many of these otherworldly beings that just the acknowledgement of them. Like, I don't like to acknowledge them. Like when the giant guy and stuff, I don't like to acknowledge them because then it's like, dude, I don't want to communicate. Oh, I don't want you. I'm pretending I don't see you. You pretend you don't see me. I'll pretend I don't see you. Like, that's my theory. Like, oh, I don't want to interact with you guys. It's very different interacting with telepathy with beings that are far away than beings that are standing there, you know, or knocking on your door. And so I was like, ugh, man. And then I started seeing myself as like this scared little old lady in this house, like, no, go, leave my house, I'm scared. I was like, there's all these scenarios playing out, but it still came down to it. I swear to God, I don't think I could open it. Yeah, and even like having a dog, well, I don't want her to get hurt. And, you know, and those people, the instigators and stuff, would do setups like that. You know, they send somebody up there, pound it on your door, you open it, and then you get bombarded. 5 guys come running in. It's like, fuck that. No, it was sad because there is this point or this part right now. It's like you gotta have the awareness, like in nature, as to what's happening. We are in this storm of danger, Will Robinson. Like, fuck, man. So I don't know. Maybe that's just my judgmental, like that's that side of me. I don't know. I feel like I'm always trying to be aware and see all the different sides of myself. Like, I feel like I've gone through some of those things to get that awareness. I feel like there's just a lot of people right now who haven't had that yet. And when it does, it does hit hard. And, you know, so just, what was this? There was something somebody said in the comment that I was going to say something. Man, I have 2 different ones that are, because it does seem like that there's things that just keep changing and changing and changing. I really, really feel like it's got to be so close enough. Hopefully this weekend is the weekend where some kind of shenanigans. Seems like there really are this huge buildup. It seems like the news is doing it. All these people. There's going to be some sort of run-in, and it may not have started organically, That's the thing, is I don't think this stuff is starting naturally. I think it's instigated. I think it's created. I think that it's a lure. Get them there, have your created frenzy, and then blame it. And then it's, you know, and their ultimate goal that they're trying to do is call in the global police on us, you know, because America is so raunched out, they can't handle anything because they're so criminal, so much division, so much bullshit. So all this stuff has got to scatter, you know, it's got to play out hopefully this weekend. And, you know, I don't know. To me, it's always like the signs is Joe, is the ghost boy walking around, masked man, and the banking system. Those are the things where I feel like, you know, when Joe going or the banking thing go, then we know we're like, fuck, we're going now. Or this is just a slow, long road. We had to go through all this shit with these people who need to go and purge out their anger and hateful bitterness. And there's just so much, you know, there's so much. I think, you know, there's a complete valid points with some of this stuff, some of the energy that has to come up about for these people who are homeless and vets and stuff like that, and they're giving the money, you know, taking our taxes and then giving, but that's all a show. That's all, you know, it's not real. But the things that what people are going through is real, having to be on the streets and other people being in hotels and stuff. And so that is the experiences for the people to grow and to expose. Like there's a whole bunch of different stuff, but then there's this other side of it where it's like, you know, just wanting the government to pay this and pay that, thinking, well, they're paying for them, so they should pay for me. And but to me, like I said, you know, I stopped paying my taxes and stuff. Like I think all the different people have got to start being like, fuck that, I'm not paying my taxes anymore, I'm not paying these people. But everybody's got to do it on their own thing, and you got to go with it, what's inside of you. You got to listen to what's inside of you as you're peeling free from this controlling matrix reality that was that we're leaving, that we're exposing, that we're transitioning out of. So, and everything that is attached, every part of you that it was comfortable there needs to become uncomfortable because you got to let it go. The being comfortable in the dark is not the place to be. So that's the parts that people have to have exposed to themselves. So anyways, hopefully this weekend that there's like, every weekend it's like, please let this weekend be some shit so we can fucking get the fuck, like, goddamn, just knock that guy off a stage. Fucking, and the thing that just irks me is like the banks and shit, this has already gone down. Like this has already happened. And it's just the dragging. And then plus when you see all the people just struggling and suffering and angry, it's like I just gotta keep telling myself, okay, but this is their stuff. There's something in there. There's some gift in there that they're working. That when things turn, that you'll see things so much more clearly. That's all I know. Things will become so much more clear in this turning event. I just wish it would hurry up and turn. It's so weird sometimes how the TV, the pictures that are on the TV will be going with what I'm talking about. It's so weird. So anyways, I don't know what all is in this blanket. I keep picking little things out of this blanket. So anyways, that's this morning's update. I don't know. There's, constant weather events. There's constant bullshit. To me, it was a huge energy pull in that, but there could also be some distractions that are going to be going on. They could be trying to have this big thing, so we're paying attention to Texas when some big shenanigans are going to go on somewhere else. So it's like, when they say that, your head on a swivel, don't just stay focused. I would keep an awareness, like if shit goes down in Texas, that can be our, lights going out, a grid going down, and it has gone down in some other places. I keep seeing like little reports and stuff where power's gone out in this place and that place. Probably California is going to have power outages if they have all these storms. They're supposed to affect 97% of the people of California. It's like, that's some big numbers. That sounds like California's going to go underwater. So I don't know. And there's all these huge storms. What they keep talking about with California is so due. It's so due for this big earthquake. It's so due for this storm. Even this river thing. There's something about that they come every 150 years or something. And the last one that California had, and it's this whole explanation and about what happened and how this one, it was going to be so much more intense. And I don't know. I just know there's going to, over here on the West Coast, the West Coast is going to be a big bite out of it. And just to me, it's just kind of got to just be like, okay, like I know this is coming, but it's like, like I said, it's like you're gonna go run out in the Armageddon. Like where should I go? It's like you gotta stay put until, I don't know, something, like if it's just weird because I completely was put over here. I was put here, and so I completely know leaving here will be, as I'll know it will be very for sure defined. And it's like waiting on this, like, okay, well, I know something's going to go down. It's just like, you're just like waiting. It's like you're being on this boat and the boat's going and the waves are going and you're going to go out, but you just don't know where. So anyways, I know there's a lot of us. I know there's other people on the West Coast. It's like, fuck. But it doesn't seem like the smart thing to do would be like, okay, well, it's going to go. So just take off driving into the storms. Like, we don't know. There's tornadoes and volcanoes and everything up ahead. Like, it's like, fuck. To me, it still feels like having the safety of my own spaceship. I'm in my own little ship here, my own little spaceship. I just got to stay contained and then see what goes down. And if I have to, I'll take off on my little life raft car spaceship. Me and Stella will be on the road. We'll head somewhere. To me, it still is just like, I just go to my mom's and do some work around there and help her and then see what's next. But things will start changing. Things will start going better. The money thing, there's going to be a lot of freedom and stuff. It's just, we're just really at this weird part of like, oh, come on. But once it goes, like, it's going to be hard for a lot of people. And even if it's hard on anybody, you just remember what it's all about. It's about this letting go, healing and letting go, healing and letting go. So there's a lot of people that they're going to be just like, not even know what to do. They're just going to be like, fuck, man, real overwhelmed. So anyways, and I really am going to stop. So have a great day, and I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'll be back at it all day long. I'm going to go and work on my crochet. Let me see if I can think of the word again. Because the impulse keeps coming into my head, but that's not it. It was that excitement, that feeling of like, that drive of like, I want to create something. And so I'm crocheting this cute summer halter top thing. So it was like, oh, this is so fun. So I'm totally, whatever that is, the word I'm trying to think of is like light your fire. It's like start your fuse, it gets you going. And so anyways, I've got that. And so I'm all excited doing that and crocheting, and to the point where my hand starts cramping and then I got to stop. So anyways, that's what I'm going to do today. Probably do some crocheting. I already cleaned the car. I've already cleaned the yard. I could go out and rake some more in the yard. I could do some more raking. Man, that windstorm the other day brought down so much stuff. So I could do some more raking. And I don't know. I'm just going to just crochet and probably check TikTok, see whether anything's going on, and I don't know, hope for change. Oh yeah, and did I show my hair? So you can see. Yesterday I put a ponytail when I was out working in the car, and it was trippy because it was like, oh my gosh, when I used to do these, this whole thing would have been white. And so when I was doing it and I had my hair pulled back, I was like, oh my God, you can't even see any of the color. I mean, always on here, the white picks it up more. But in the thing, oh my gosh, it totally is just filling in color. It's just is not as dark, but it's filling in the color of the same color. So is just like a lighter version of it. And then same on the eyebrows thing too, and on all the hair. So anyways, okay, now I'm going. I'll talk to you later. Bye.